Hello, friends. My name is Shatish, and with 14 plus years of experience in software industry, and today we want to discuss about AI. Obviously, we'll discuss as a part of AI that why do we need to learn AI? Is it mandatory for everyone? Obviously, when you hear lots of content on AI in YouTube, you will definitely get confused where to start and what do we need to learn exactly and how do we learn because the content on AI is completely scattered. And based on your previous existing skills, how do we enable AI into your profile? So we are going to discuss everything in details, step by step. So as you can see my screen, you can see number of questions. Why do we need AI? Can software think? Why is ChatGPT is different from Google? Can machine make decisions? Difference between automation and intelligence, right? So first of all, obviously AI is a vast, so everyone cannot try everything because based on your previous existing skills you need to grow step by step, you need to learn. So for example, say who is very good in data structure, Java and machine learning, so obviously they can go with the complicated part. But then who does not have these kind of skill sets, who has basic understanding and programmings, so definitely they cannot go into deep. And definitely one more thing, that based on your interest as well, right? So let's understand, why do we need AI? Why exactly do we need to learn? And are we going to lose our jobs? So this is something for all the software professionals, developers, testers, or even other profiles as well, because there are hype being created that everything will be done by AI, robotics. Then what human is going to do, and what kind of jobs they can apply? So basically the first point is, obviously AI will be helpful because it will fast track your job. It will complete the activity in minutes or hours, earlier where we used to take days. So definitely there will be a difference, right? So let's understand the hierarchy first of all, right? So I mean, if we talk about 60s and 70s, obviously it is key value patterns. Like if you see old model chatbots in any websites, so when we I mean chatbot pops up and it will give you some option to select. You select one, based on that it will give another answer. And if you select others and type some sentence, probably it will again display the previous menu, because it is a key value. It is not thinking, it does not have ability to think, and it will not generate anything dynamic. It is fixed pattern, right? So to overcome, we have got we have got an ability to the system who can think and generate the response dynamically, right? So brain behind is LLMs. So first of all, let's understand the hierarchy. You see artificial intelligence, that is the top layer. So artificial intelligence includes everything, right? It includes agentic, generative, or even beyond that, basically, right? Coming to the second layer, which is machine learning, that's where LLMs and even within the deep learning, these two layers will have LLMs. So what we do, basically we train a model. So for example, say you might have heard LLMs, large language models. What is that exactly? So LLMs is nothing but using machine learning and even the deep learning. We train a model. Basically, model will have such large amount of data it has been trained through, using which it has certain ability, further abilities being added to generate and respond the contents, right? So for example, say, I mean, if I tell you, okay, let's go first of all the layer by layer. So artificial intelligence is the vast and the wider layer. Within that, we have machine learning, which includes lot of algorithms, which will gives ability to the machine to learn and think and respond. And then later we have deep learning. So deep learning will have multiple layers. I mean, you might have heard neural network. So it is like it's a kind of multi-layer system where input start from one, then there will be multiple layers, and finally it gives an output. And then finally it comes to generative AI. Generative is within the, you can say the subset of, top layers. So it has ability to generate the contents. When I say contents means it will have text, audio, video, images, right? So how it will generate? So again coming back to LLMs. So LLM is nothing but a neural network which has ability to understand and generate the respective image, audio, video, selected items you want and respond back. So that is what is a LLMs. Now coming to our course material which we were talking about, generative AI. So what we are going to do, right? How will we will communicate with LLMs? So let me draw small diagrams to make you understand what exactly we are going to do. So we as a developer will communicate to LLMs basically. Now you can see here, I'm typing here, let's say GenAI developer. We will communicate to LLMs, and LLMs will understand what question, what items we are looking for, and it will respond us back. So I'll call it output. Okay. So you can see within the LLM itself, we'll have lot more algorithms and everything. So how LLM works at high level, if I tell you, basically there is a concept of transformer comes where it will give the context. So whatever inputs we give as a text, that will be, obviously it'll go through the tokens. So if I can take you through there. So let's say tokenization is a website, tokenizer. So I like cricket very much. So now this input will go and communicate to the LLM in terms of token. So you can see that I like cricket very much has converted into 5 tokens: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is not necessary always it will convert each words into token. Let's say I'll give this, and even it lets me give the dots as well. Now it is 6 token, right? So it will convert into token, and token will further convert into numbers, and numbers will have multi-dimensional array. That's where you will try to find the pattern, learn it, and will understand the context. Obviously, to understand the context, it'll have machine learning and a lot more complex algorithms. We are not going there, and that's where it'll be able to understand the context and will be able to respond it back, right? So coming to the previous points we were discussing into. So here, so from input, it will generate the token, and each tokens will be converted into the numbers. Number will be converted into multi-dimensional vectors, and that's where it will communicate with the machine learning part, where it will understand the context and will be able to respond it back. So how will it understand the context? So there will be transformer concepts. transformer document. If I type here, now you can review this, right? So if you see here, obviously there will be encoder and decoders and many other things. But in the middle of the conversation, you will see here, actually, this is not something I wanted to show you. Let me find out something. Obviously, it will have encoder, decoders, and everything. Let me type the statement itself. Attention is all you need. So here you will see, I think. So basically, this was a research paper generated, and where they have concluded this, how this machine understand the context. And these are the authors. I mean, there was a small team who was responsible to build this transformer architecture and papers. Obviously, you can review it later in details, going into the same papers. But the basic idea is how the context calculation happens. So initially there will be user which who will ask the question, and user statement or question sentence will be converted into tokens, and these all tokens will be converted into some numbers, and this number again will be having compared with a multi-dimensional architecture of transformer, and that's where it will be able to generate the patterns. I mean, it will understand the context and will be able to generate the response, right? So this is what it is at very high level. I'm not going into deep into it because still our uh, you know course and topic is limited. So basically, as a developer, because we are going to learn Gen AI dev, right? Development, I mean. So for this profile, it is enough if we are able to communicate with any LLMs, right? I mean, LLMs will have, let's say, ChatGPT will have GPT. I mean, generative pre-transformer, we call it GPT. And Gemini is the LLMs for Google Gemini. Likewise, every respective interfaces will have its own, LLMs. So for example, if I show you here, generative chat GPT, let's say. So have you ever think that if I say, who is the captain of Indian cricket team? So now you see how it is generating statement by statement, right? So it has given certain answers. Test captain Subman Gill, one day T20, right? But currently the captain is not Surya Kumar Yadav. Do you know why it's giving the answers like this? The reason is the LLMs which is trained is little older, because the current T20 captain, if you remember, it is Shreyas Iyer. So let me ask, can you do a web search and then sh- share the updated detail. Now you'll find the difference here. See, now you'll see Shreyas here because this time it did not taken all the inputs from LLMs. It has done a web search. So in Google search or maybe other web search, it has find the latest one, updated one. But previous search, you will see it has Surya Kumar Yadav because the LLM has some cutoff date. I mean, till what date LLM has been trained. If we are asking something beyond that date, obviously it will not have the updated information. To get the updated information, it has to make some tool calling. I mean, web search or any other external web service calls it has to do. So this is what we are going to learn. So just let me add here, as a part of GenAI, we are not only going to talk about LLMs, and sometimes we will have a tool calling as well. So I'll add one more thing here, one more box, tool calling. So all this we are going to, learn in details. So don't get confused at this point of time, right? So it's like LLMs plus tool calling plus other activities also we are going to do later. At this point of time, don't get confused. Okay. So we'll talk in details. So first of all, if we move, how do we communicate with LLMs first of all? Okay. So I'll just try to build small programs in Python. We are going to learn this using Python. So let me open this Visual Studio. It's very simple. Okay. So now let me go here. Do you see how many lines I have written? Just 3 to 4 lines. So what exactly did I do? So let me just hide it. Anyhow, I'm going to delete this later, right? So no need to copy. Okay. So right now into this folder. So what exactly I did? 3 lines. First of all, in Python, we always need to have a libraries, right? So obviously you can Google it, how to install the libraries. Okay, no issues. So once you install the libraries, then you'll have this option. One second, let me take a pause.